Allied offensive. Kurt Meyer consults with Michael Wittmann and other officers to plan a counterattack. Their main concern is a group of Canadian tanks massing for an attack on a ridge to the north. Meyer orders Wittmann to take his Tigers and hit the Canadians in an attack similar to his famous action at Villers-Bocage. If Wittmann can surprise the Canadians and throw them into disarray, he will buy valuable time for the Germans. At 11:30 a.m., Wittmann shakes hands with Meyer and mounts his Tiger. And at 12:30 p.m., he attacks. Norm Christie recounts the dramatic events on the fields outside Sinto that day.
The plan called for 5 tanks to come across this field and 2 to go on the other side of the Route Nationale. Their objective was to get over the hill and hit the Canadian tanks that were massing there for the second phase of Operation Totalize. It takes them about 10 minutes to get into this area, and bang, the first Tiger gets hit. In the meantime, Wittmann is over by the Route Nationale. He must have seen this because his radio communication goes,
Achtung! Achtung! Flak von rechts! Flak von rechts!
The second tank goes up. It's brewed completely up in the air. And the third tank is disabled because they've hit the wheels of the track and it's trying to get out and it's retreating. In fact, it goes backwards across this field and bang, it goes up. So in a few minutes, the field is all burning wreckage. The men are climbing out of the turrets. They're bringing their wounded. They're trying to get out of here before they're shot down. And as they go by, they see Tiger number 007, and it's not moving, and its turret is askew to the east.
In the aftermath, no one is sure exactly what became of the Black Baron. He is simply declared missing in action. At the time, the only clues to his fate are a few scattered reports from surviving German tankers.
When I looked out to the left, I saw that Michael's tank wasn't moving. The turret was displaced to the right and tilted down to the front somewhat. When I got to within about 250 to 300 meters, as a flame suddenly shoot from the tank, and the turret fly off and fall to the ground.
These accounts would remain unsubstantiated for decades, until a photo of the battlefield taken by a French farmer in 1945 confirmed at least some of the details surrounding the destruction of Tiger 007. Since then, more and more evidence has been surfacing in the field near Gomesnil.
C'est votre collection?
Voilà, c'est la collection.
Les pièces par le champ de bataille.
Beaucoup de choses ramassées par mon père, oui.
Non, vous trouvez
Oui.
toutes les pièces et votre père
Oui.
trouvé à quelle place? Dans le champ?
Oui.
Ouais.
Là où on a trouvé les corps, oui.
Ouais, et toute la région aussi? C'est pour les autres pièces?
Aussi, mais voilà, je peux vous dire, certifié que celui-ci vient de
Sur le champ de bataille.
007, oui, voilà.
Oh, bon.
C'est pas le plus beau, il est abîmé, mais...
So this is remarkable to actually touch the pieces of our investigation. This is the real thing.
La réglophone...
Pour la gauche.
Voilà, j'ai plus besoin du micro.
Ah, c'est
Oui.
This
Faut
is
l'essayer.
they would talk through this part. So they talk to their throat and it would go out. It's quite unique to the Germans.
Il est probable qu'ils viennent du type de Wittmann.
Oui, je pense.
C'est cette pièce.
Oh, oui, that's
Oui.
from Wittmann's Tiger. Wow. Ooh. This is an 88 armored piercing shell. So this is where the charge is, and they load it in the gun. Go
Oui, oui, oui.
avec le feu. That's why the Tiger was deadly.
Cette pièce aussi, c'est une trappe qui était dans le fond de la tourelle.
Oui. C'est le plancher de la tourelle.
C'est le plancher, une partie du plancher de la tourelle, oui.
Oui. Wittmann, il a marché là.
Oui.
Bien sûr.
Oui. Oui.
Pour la dernière fois aussi.
La dernière fois, oui. Et même sa femme a pleuré quand elle a vu cette pièce.
Oui, c'est ça. Par la photo, je pense.
Voilà. C'est ce qui comble le vide du cercle là.
Oui, la grande explosion fait comme ça.
Oui.
Et les pouces. Et qu'est-ce que c'est ici?
Ceci, oui, c'est une tourelle que j'ai fait le même jour que les deux cercles de la tourelle.
So this is a rocket fired from a Typhoon that was found at a similar time as they dug up these pieces from the Tiger. This gives us another dimension of who could possibly have killed Michael Wittmann.
These relics from Tiger 007 provide the first pieces of tangible evidence, linking battlefield accounts with a photo of Wittmann's wrecked tank in the field near Gomez-Nil. But they still have yet to reveal what became of the Black Baron himself, and more importantly to the investigation, who it was that fired the fatal shot. To find answers, Norm Christie must reconstruct the battlefield, first by pinpointing the precise location where Wittmann's tank was destroyed.
So we're on the battlefield of August 8, 1944, right beside the route nationale. Michel, qu'est-ce que vous trouvez en 83 ici?
Nous, beaucoup plus, ici 60-70 mètres. Environ 60 mètres peut-être. Nous sommes vraiment certainement sur l'endroit où les 5 hommes étaient.
Avec l'insigne de SS ou...
Oui, sur le Wittmann, oui, il y avait la veste encore, en cuir.
So, what Michel has told us is that they found a few remains just below the surface here. First some on top, a few fragments of bones, and then they called the German war graves in, and they started to dig, and they dug down and found more remains. They found panzer tanker uniforms, identity discs, a pistol that belonged to Michael Wittmann found here. So they came to the conclusion that the remains found here were the collective remains of Tiger 007, which was Wittmann's tank for the attack on August 8th. So now we know out of the 4 Tigers that were destroyed on this field, that the one here belonged to Michael Wittmann.
But the question remains as to who fired the fatal shot. Having established the positions of the Allied units, Norm will attempt to resolve whether it was the Yeomanry or the Sherbrooks that killed the Black Baron.
Here we have the positions of the Sherbrooks. We know that they were located just behind the chateau. And of course we know what the Yeomanry were over there at St. Etienne. So we have that position and this position, which was the pinchers that caught the Tiger attack. So now, using some aerial photographs taken in 1944, we can actually piece together the history of what happened to Michael Wittmann.
On August 8, 1944, Germany's greatest tank commander, Michael Wittmann, was killed in this field. So far, Norm Christie has pinpointed the positions of the British and Canadian forces, along with the final location of Wittmann's tank. Now, using aerial reconnaissance photos from 1944, he will determine once and for all who killed the Black Baron.
I'm with Jan Juo, and he's an expert on the battlefield here near Sintho, and he's going to help us put together the mystery of Michael Wittmann. Let's look at what we got. This is the original photograph, so this shows how it was before. Now, this area has changed quite a lot, hasn't it?
Yes, in large parts, yeah.
But we do have the fields where the 4 Tigers were.
Yeah.
We're okay there. That's where Wittmann's remains were found.
Yeah, closest to the road.
Yeah, and that's where Serge's photograph of 007 was taken.
That's
in
correct.
1945. So the other part is where the Yeomanry were. Now, what's changed in this area?
Particularly the orchards there, to the right of Wittmann's group.
Right.
Most of them have gone, disappeared completely.
So we don't know exactly where they were, but we can do it within 50 yards.
Oh, yes, I think so.
So the next piece is, of course, the Sherbrookes. Now, that chateau and the wall, a lot of that's all gone now, right? The Sherbrookes are going to be the challenge because we also don't know which Sherbrooke took the shots. So let's go set it up and try to recreate this battle that really took place in about, 10, 12 minutes?
Oh, yeah, at most.
Let's go get the surveyor and find out what really happened.
Okay.
So this is the position where 007 was knocked out. This was Wittmann's tank, and this is where we're going to start our investigation. So we're going to analyze the field from really the line of sight, from the various positions to see what they could actually see. Right. And then we're going to use surveying and GPS to do the rest, to get our distances. So we can ask Vincent to set this as our original point 0, and then we'll go out and find the locations of the other tigers over here. So we'll head out and let's do the one that was due east first.
Right.
Using the aerial photographs from 1944, Norm plots the field positions of the 4 wrecked tigers. The yeomanry claims that their gunner, Joe Ekins, took out Wittmann along with 2 others. A remarkable feat, to say the least. Norm is returning to the yeomanry's position south of Saint-Aignan to examine the battlefield from there to test the validity of the British claim.
So let's look at it. So we got Syntho over here, Misnel, okay, and we've got the yeomanry over here all set up, nicely dug in. So now they're ready for any counterattack should there be one. And of course the Germans usually did very quickly.
We were, by midday, aware that the Germans had got to come. They couldn't leave us there any longer. There were 4 tigers, which came down on what would have been our side of the main road.
I saw these 3 tigers come across in front of us, about 1,200 yards away. My tank commander told us to wait till they get to about 800 yards. I was now starting to get a bit itchy. The tank commander said, advance driver, and we pull out of cover. As we're pulling out of cover, he says, target the rear tiger. Can't see very much. You're looking through a periscope that big. At 800 yards, I mean, they're tiny, you know. I fired. As we were reversing back into cover, I looked round at the second tank. I was probably more frightened, but I was sort of thinking, get the bastards before they get me. I fired 1 shot at the second tank in line. He immediately blew up. The third one definitely was milling around looking for cover. As soon as I was ready to fire, I fired.
The yeomanry are here. They claim there's 3 tigers coming up, and they hit all 3 of them. So what's the danger area for a Firefly? How far can they shoot effectively?
Effectively, they would shoot at 800 meters, I would say. They could shoot at as far as 1,200 meters. But from here, that would be a very, very lucky shot.
Right.
I think we're looking at Wittmann's tiger there.
Right.
Was about 1 kilometer away.
So let's ask Vincent. Can you give me the third one?
767 meters.
And the second one we did?
754 meters.
Okay, 754. So that's this one. That's that one there. 754. How far to tank 1?
775.
775, so that's within 800. That's a good
right,
distance
yes.
for a Firefly. Now, how far is the Wittmann one?
967.
967, so it's almost a kilometer, so 1,100 yards, which was at the very, very top of the range for the gun.
There are several things to consider. These 3 Tigers here in the line are the closest to this place here where Northamptonshire Yeomanry was located. So it would make sense for them to have taken them out first anyway, because they are within 800 meters range.
So from here you would see those 3 Tigers very clearly on the horizon as they came across. But Wittmann is over the rise down towards that white building over there, Gomesnell. You know, maybe a lucky shot would go through. That'd be a very skilled shot. But that would mean they got 4 Tigers.
Yeah.
So that doesn't fit with the belief of what the yeomanry got that day. You can see why the 3 Tigers would be sitting ducks, but the 4th one would be quite a challenge.